Jonathon Ha, more like, Jonathan, you're banging my
That was
daughter.
so bad, dude. That was so bad.
Have you heard that like multiple times? I'm just curious. 'Cause I was like, that was like the first thing. Because I think I met you like in a class ages ago. That was like the first thing that came to my mind. But
Really? I don't think I've heard that one. I've heard a lot of different, plays on that on my last name, but not that one. Not that one.
really, damn, I thought that would be common. Like the
Nope.
That was like the first thing
Nope.
my mind went to. I don't know why. Don't ask. Ah! Hmm. Welcome back to another episode of OverVoice Season 4. Today, I have the amazing Jonathon Ha with us. Jonathan, would you like to introduce yourself?
I don't know if I'm amazing, but I am Jonathon Ha.
Well, you're
Uh,
both. How about that?
I'm both now. I'm both now. Hey guys, I'm Jonathon Ha. I am a voice actor, and which is pretty much why I'm here. And I am friends with Vic, which is also why I'm here.
Hell yeah.
And I'm excited to. I don't know exactly what we're going to be talking about, besides I assume voiceover, but I'm excited to be here.
Hell yeah. It'll just be. I guess we'll just talk about random shit, to be honest. It'll just kind
Yeah,
of be like
sure.
random. But yeah, thank you so much
Love
for coming
that.
on. I appreciate it. We've gone through so many reschedules. He's a busy man, guys. So, I'm finally able to get the time to do this. So, I'm excited, dude.
I'm excited too.
Hell yeah. But yeah, Jonathan, I guess starting off with voiceover, um, how's your voiceover journey been so far and like what got you into voice acting?
How's it been so far? How's it been so far? Is it's been pretty great. And I feel like I've been so lucky to do the things that I've done in such a short amount of time. Basically, to answer the second question of like how this all started, I pretty much got started back in at the tail end of quarantine. So back in
Mm.
2022 is when I would say that I really, really started. And uh, basically, I thought I went to film school. I thought I wanted to be a director or a video editor. Halfway through, I realized I don't want to do that. I want to do something else, and that was during quarantine. And so I, with all the time that I had, like everyone else in the world, I played a lot of video games. I watched a lot of anime, watched a lot of cartoons, watched a lot of everything, and I stumbled upon Final Fantasy VII. The remake had just come out, and I had always grown up with Seven's characters through Kingdom Hearts because I love Kingdom Hearts,
Hell yeah.
but I wanted to really, really know what I was getting into. So I played the original, loved it, and then I played the remake, loved it. I've played it 5 times in both English and Japanese. I've played that game backwards and forwards, and that was probably one of the first pieces of originally Japanese media that I actually preferred in English. And
Oh, okay.
so, and I grew up watching sub. I'm a huge Seiyu fan. I know a bunch of Seiyus by name and their all of their roles. But I really, really like the English. And so, with all of that time still, because we were still in quarantine, I decided to look into voiceover, not to pursue myself, but simply as a subject to learn about, like how you would learn about history and science in school.
Yeah.
And the more I learned about it, the more I really, really got into it. So starting from the second, or I'd say the last quarter-ish of 2022 is when or no, 2021 is when I started taking my first few voiceover classes. And because I didn't go to school for theater, I went to film school. I graduated with a film degree. I didn't have any formal acting training or anything like that. All I had was my editor brain, which we can dive into that a bit more later if we want to. But
Oh, absolutely.
my editor brain, and then I grew up in music performance, so I have a musical ear, and that
Mm.
helped a lot. But I tried taking as many classes as I possibly could. I'm still taking classes, and it's through classes that you and I met, and very quickly started to meet a bunch of people and understand what people were looking for. And I took a lot of inspiration from Max Middleman, actually, because his
Mm.
story is that he took 70 classes in 2 years back when he was transitioning from pre-med to theater.
Yeah.
Uh, I hit 70 in 2.5 years, so it's a little
Nice.
bit slower, but I hit that number. And from there, I kept grinding, I kept meeting more people, and eventually I got signed by my agency, my first agency, CESD, in February of 2024. And ever since then, I've been keeping my nose to the grindstone and have kept going ever since. And I've been, like I said, lucky enough to get some pretty, pretty cool opportunities, working in video games and anime and commercials and stuff like that. Stuff that I never expected I would be working on in my first year, especially because
Mm.
now it's end of April 2025. It's been just over a year that I've been doing this professionally with an
Nice.
agent. And yeah, it's been a roller coaster ride. And I all I want is more. I want more,
Hell
more,
yeah.
more.
Hell yeah,
So,
as you should, man. Like it's actually it's
mhm.
really cool to see like how fast like things have been going for you. Well, well, I mean, there's always gonna be like hard work behind the scenes, which from what you've told me, and like
Mhm,
from what I've seen, absolutely grinding it out here. So be
mhm,
proud of yourself, man. Like seriously, like you deserve it, bro. I was
mm.
uh I was gonna say I don't think I've because I think I at least started taking classes like more of them. I would say like last year because like
Really?
beforehand I was still in university at the time, so like and I was
Ah,
that was like full time, so like
yeah.
I barely would have time to do classes because by the time I wanted to do classes, the ones that were popping up well, the ones that I wasn't like, I don't know, the ones I like didn't feel ready for at the time,
Mm,
and I had to like wait till like end of the year, so I ended up doing like maybe like one or two classes a year at that point. But then when I finished uni,
really?
I was like, all right,
Wow.
let's go ham. I think I did like almost 70 last year. We got pretty close, so I
Wow.
mean, maybe I'll hit the 70 mark this year. I don't know, but
Yeah, I mean, I maybe it was because I was naive back when I was in university because uh I was I was obsessed with it. I had technically 4 jobs. I was a full-time student and I was still grinding. And granted, those 4 jobs weren't like adding up to be 120-hour work weeks or anything. They
yeah,
were some of them were smaller side gigs, but I was basically working so that I could fund all of my voiceover stuff because I
hell
was
yeah.
taking class after class after class, and classes are not cheap. They're not
Oh no,
cheap.
yeah,
So,
they're expensive.
uh,
Well, some of them can
so
be. Depends how
yeah,
which
yeah.
ones you're going to.
So I was grinding out my work because, frankly, I was good at school. And I also thought that college, I was since I was a film student, I thought college, frankly, was kind of easy. So I would get all my schoolwork done ahead of time. And I'm also more of an organized agenda user kind of person. So I time managed the heck out of my schedule. I made sure that I always had time to uh, keep grinding with voiceover stuff. And then I'd min-max all of my jobs so that I could earn as much as possible to feed and fund my voiceover journey. Uh, and it sounds kind of insane now looking back, but that's just what I did. Like I lived and breathed it because I wanted to um capitalize on me being in school and not having rent and other things to pay for.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, and now that I'm out of school, things are a little bit different, but um, yeah, still doing everything that I can to learn from as many people and meet as many people as possible.
Yeah, 100%. And voiceover, like, I don't think there'll ever be a point where you, uh, get enough of not meeting people and learning
Yeah.
new things. So like, I, But like, damn, that's crazy. That's really cool. I didn't know like doing four jobs while balancing everything. That's incredible, incredible work ethic. So props to you,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, one of them I talked about min-maxing. Like one of them was an on-campus job. I was the uh, like a computer lab assistant,
Oh, cool.
and that job it was for the art department because there was this computer lab that they had that had a bunch of cool stuff, had every program you could think of, but nobody used it. And so I was essentially a warm body in the room. And so it was during those shifts that I either did homework to get it out of the way or you know, as I was eating my dinner or my lunch, I was watching uh videos of interviews with different voice actors or listening to podcasts, stuff like that. Um, so yeah, it was a lot of time management. It was a
Nice.
lot of time management.
But yeah, that's so sick, man. You remind me of I don't know, like when I was in high school, I think I was kind of similar in the sense I would just do all my schoolwork early and then
Hmm.
do everything else.
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, dude, that's sick. That's fucking cool, man. Like I think I wish I still had that sort of time management skills now. I mean, it
Mm.
depends. I guess it kind of depends. It kind of ebbs and flows because there's like moments where I time manage the hell out of things, like lock the fuck in, and then there's
Hmm.
like other stuff where it's like okay, it's time to relax, I guess. But
Yeah.
I feel like there's a nice balance of both. But it seems like you found a good little balance after I guess after all this time, I guess.
Yeah, I think I've definitely gotten a bit more lenient with myself, but I there is that urge to go back to because dude, I used to organize things by the hour. Like I would be like, okay, nine to 10, I would do this, 10 to 10:30, I would do this,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. And now because I don't have the same structure every day with that I do being a university student, because in university, you know that you have this class at XYZ time on XYZ day. But now in the real world, every day is different. So I try to keep myself organized I still have a planner that I use. I try to use it every day. I've been slacking a little bit on that, but I also have a digital calendar on my phone and my computer that I use all the time. So having both of those to keep me accountable is great. But a lot of times, especially with the nature of voiceover, things are super, super last minute. So
Mm.
you have to be ready to pivot at any given time. And, even if it's 7 p.m. and you get a commercial audition that's due at 7:30, like you just have to
Oh
do
yeah.
it. You have to do it. So uh, I think it's interesting that someone who as organized as I am or as I was growing up now is in an industry that demands being able to be flexible. Uh,
Yeah. I guess
yeah.
yeah, cuz like it's super like unpredictable a lot of the time
Hmm.
cuz you never really know like the ebbs and the flows or the dry spells or the is what's the opposite of dry spells? Like moist spells? I don't know. I
I
don't
don't know
know.
about moist spell, but uh, I don't know, just being busy.
I guess so. I'm trying to
Never
figure
heard
out.
moist spell, but I'm stealing that. I'm
Hell
stealing
yeah.
that.
It's either moist spells or wet spells. I don't know. Like there's gotta be like one where it doesn't sound as crazy. But I don't know. I'll
Let's
figure it
let's
out.
say moist spell. I think that's funnier.
Moist
I think
spells. All
that's
right.
funnier.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to ask as well because I don't think I've asked anybody from
Yeah.
LA this so far, but with all the fires and stuff going around in January, hopefully, first of all, I hope you and your friends and stuff like that weren't like affected majorly and were safe.
Hmm.
But I guess during that time, what was going through your head at the time? I guess because like that must have been like crazy to like be close to all that.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy because uh I my family and I were not directly affected by the fires. At least in terms of like, our home is okay and oh, I think there's like a chopper or something. They found me. But I don't think, yeah, our home is fine. We didn't lose anything, thank God. But it was pretty scary because we weren't ever evacuated form officially, but we were in those warning zones. And so
Mm,
when it was happening, we could see this humongous dark gray cloud. And it was, I wouldn't even call it a cloud. It was like half the sky was really, really dark gray.
shit.
And so my family went to my aunt's place in San Diego. My family and and my other aunt and my uncle's family. So it was four families in this one house with 20 to 30 people and seven dogs
Oh,
for a
Jesus.
weekend. So it was insanity. But luckily, everyone was okay. And yeah, it was pretty crazy. Checking in on everybody that I could think of because everyone was posting about it.
Mm.
My one of my agents, her home actually got burned down in Malibu or
Yeah, I think I
oh
remember
my
seeing.
gosh.
I think I remember seeing that.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
It
I
was
hope,
I
hope
think
she's
her
doing
house
better
was in
now.
Malibu or it was in gosh, one of those like somewhere near the canyon or Malibu and yeah, spreading awareness so that people could donate. I
Yeah.
donated
Did
myself.
she did she end up being able to like fix up her house and all that stuff?
I don't know the details, but I checked in on her. I messaged her separately and it seemed like her family was doing okay and that they made
That's
it
good.
to the other side. So or no, that sounds kind of morbid, as if they died. They got through it. They got
Yeah,
through it.
that's good to
So
hear.
I'm happy for them. Um, but yeah, it was pretty crazy, and hearing other people who I wasn't necessarily close with, but who I grew up with, whose homes all got destroyed, and
Mm.
so uh, you know, thoughts and prayers out to them still, because it's only been 3 months and
Yeah,
3 months is can be a lot of time, but it's also not a lot of time for the people who did suffer through all of those things. So I'm sure that those emotional and potentially physical wounds are still pretty fresh. So
yeah, and
uh yeah,
rebuilding takes a lot of time as well, depending on
exactly.
like what things are. Because I guess in New Zealand, the thing that's more common is earthquakes. That happens a lot,
Mm.
depending where you are, especially if you live down the south. Yeah,
Hmm.
earthquakes happen somewhat frequently, so and I know rebuilding can take a long time. So, I wouldn't be surprised if if more houses are still being rebuilt, and
Hmm.
stuff like that. Because yeah, 3 months is a lot of time, but at the same time, I don't think it's enough time either. Because like LA is pretty big, um,
Yeah.
so it can kind of range. But I'm really glad to hear that you and your family and the majority of your friends were safe from that.
Hmm.
So I hope things continue to be better.
Yeah.
Um, and
Thanks for checking in.
of course, man. And yeah, oh my God, seven dogs. That
Yeah,
that's insane.
seven
How big were
dogs.
the dogs? Like were they like were they same size or like
They were all like small to small, medium size because Korean families love their Maltese poodle mixes. So,
is that a thing in
uh,
Korea? I didn't know
oh
that.
yeah, it is a thing. I don't know why, but Korean families, they love small Maltese poodle mixes.
Hell yeah. I actually
Hmm.
wanted to ask actually because how does it feel? I guess seeing like the rise of like more Korean based entertainment like popping off in recent times,
It's
like K dramas, um,
hmm
I guess Squid Games and like some other stuff.
Yeah,
There's been a lot of it. Like I guess as of recent, it's like what's it
yeah.
like seeing like the rise of that?
It's pretty damn cool. It's pretty
Hell yeah,
damn cool. You know, to see that we're slowly shedding from this perception of what authentic representation is, and that it's not just a quota that needs to be met, and it's not a box to be checked. It's people who are a part of those communities who are making these big executive decisions on how they want to present their art and people are finally being given chances. And so, yeah, with the boom of K-pop and K-dramas, it's been great to see because what's funny is I actually I spent a year working in the K-pop industry because uh, I
Wait, what?
was I was a video editor for this podcast studio that was run by this guy named Eric Nam, who is a uh, famous. He's kind of done everything. He's a singer, and he also was a host for a lot of variety shows and events and stuff like that. He's from the States. He's from
Mm.
Georgia. Um, I worked for him and his brothers, and he hosted a I guess you could say talk show where he was talking with all of his K-pop star buddies and had a lot
Oh,
of
nice.
fun editing those videos. And now he is slated to be Adult Aang in the upcoming Avatar movie, which is insane because
Oh shit.
I didn't know that he was going into acting. I'm sure he didn't know that I was going into acting, and now we're in the same space. Uh, and yeah, had a great time working with him and his brothers, and I actually was just messaging his brothers yesterday, 'cause it was the 6 year anniversary of the company a few days ago, and so I was like,
Oh,
oh,
nice.
congrats, it's
Congratulations.
awesome to see, and I hadn't talked to them in a really long time, so it was good to reconnect with them. Um, but now with me as an actor and as a voice actor, it's great because it's great from a work stability standpoint because there's always K-dramas coming out and there's English dubs for K-dramas and what's great is that the casting side of those K-dramas, even with the English dubs, they really try to look for Asian and Korean actors, and there aren't that many
Yeah.
of us. So it's cool that they're going out of their way to find us.
Yeah.
And of course, we still have to audition for the parts and everything like that. So it's not just, oh, you're Korean, you're getting the part. It's no, we have to actually put in the work still. Um, and then even on the anime side, there's shows like Solo Leveling being the most prominent one right now, at least. It's awesome to see that those those IPs and are being given a chance by. I think it's interesting that it's Korean IPs and Korean manhwa that is being adapted by Japanese animation studios. I
Yeah.
think that's pretty interesting. And A1 Pictures is doing an awesome job with Solo Leveling, and even the English dub of Solo Leveling, obviously Alex Lee is doing a fantastic
Oh
job,
yeah.
and I'm really glad that someone like him got it. That he's not only amazing at what he does, he's also Asian. So
Yeah.
it's really cool to see that. Um,
He also, I think he really wanted this as well. Specifically, I think he was like posting about it like way before
mhm.
the anime was announced. So like, I'm really glad he got to fulfill that. Because I know if
Yeah,
because like he killed it. He really
yeah,
wanted it and he killed it.
he is doing he's yeah. And Caitlin Glass,
Mm.
the director of the voice director of Solo Leveling, um, she's Caucasian, but I know I've seen that she's a big fan of Korean stuff. Like I think at one point her Twitter banner was Kongyu, who is a famous K-drama actor,
Oh, cool.
and she loves K-pop and all this. And then she's posted videos lately of um little things that they're doing with Solo Leveling to stay as authentic as possible, like the pronunciation of the names. And I even commented on her post saying like, this is so cool because you didn't have to do this. You didn't have to do this. And yet you're going the extra mile to make sure that for all the people who that kind of attention would mean a lot to, that they feel seen. Because I certainly do.
Hell yeah.
And Caitlin and I have had numerous exchanges because we're both represented by CESD. And I think I had visited the office in person at one point, and then they posted a photo on it on their Instagram story, and then Caitlin
Nice.
gave me a follow, and I was like, "What the heck? Caitlin Glass followed me." But yeah, it's been super super cool, and I'm really glad that solo leveling is in the hands that they're in because they're you know, in Caitlin's hands and Alex's hands, everybody that's working on it, they're doing an awesome awesome job. And it's only going to lead to more stuff in the future. I think that there's one that's coming up called Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, that is apparently one of the best manhwas out there, and I think that's going to be awesome. And even
Nice.
on the game side, there are Korean developers that are really, really pushing themselves out into the foreground, like Stellar Blade and Lies of P. Those two games are amazing, and uh, really they're really putting Korean studios into the spotlight in the AAA space. Because you know, I'd say that Korean game studios are mostly known for like mobile games and MOBAs and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
they're really starting to create a footprint in the AAA space, which is awesome to see.
Hell yeah.
Um, and yeah, I I think I've been lucky enough to have some of those kinds of projects land on my desk. Even if I don't book any of them, it's great to audition for them and to see in character breakdowns like, oh, we're looking for Korean people, um, and it doesn't ever feel forced or anything like that. It's just like, oh, this character is really cool, and also they happen to be Korean, so
Yeah.
that's always super super cool to see, and I'm looking forward to what happens with it in the future because I think it's only going to be getting better and better, and characters are going to be getting better and better in quality. So,
Yeah, I do
yeah,
think so. I
super
think over
excited.
time it's just gonna keep getting better and better. Um,
Hmm.
and you mentioned it before with like Caitlin like doing like the pronunciation guides and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like even stuff like that might seem small. It does go like genuinely does go like a long way, because like there's a lot of media out there, you know that's not from it's not like based in like I guess primarily English speaking countries that require like
Hmm.
different pronunciations, and sometimes like those get like lost in translation. So
Yeah.
um, even like something like small as like a pronunciation does like go a long way. And
Yeah.
yeah, I hope stuff like that continues to keep going, because like it does genuinely help a lot. It seems small,
Hmm.
but like I find it cool. When things are like
It
pronounced
is really
correctly.
cool.
I don't know. Maybe it's just like the English nerd in me. I don't know, but
Hmm.
I don't know, but yeah, I quite like it, and yeah, I can only assume that things for like the Korean side is gonna keep getting better and better in terms of like media. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
really excited for uh Korean Korean animation studios starting to emerge for to adapt manhwas like Solo Leveling because uh obviously the Japanese studios are incredible. They're amazing. But Korea's gotten some awesome animation too. And right now they're mostly doing uh animation stuff with like American cartoons. Like
mm,
it's always Korean animations or almost always Korean animation studios like Sugar Cube and Rough Draft that are making like Disney cartoons, or Studio Mir, which
mm,
did you know, Avatar, Korra, Voltron, and just recently the Devil May Cry animated series,
yeah,
and they're awesome. And so and then there's one Korean animation studio called Studio Buri that I've been following for a little bit, and I think they're a smaller company, but they create amazing work. So I think it's only a matter of time before Korean animation studio, or even collaborations between, like, if there's one studio, like let's say it's Studio Mir and Cloverworks, they do a collab, like how it was Cloverworks and Wit, I believe, that did Spy Family. Like if they
yeah.
do that kind of thing, I think that would be so sick. I think that'd be so sick.
Yeah, because I
Um,
get reminded of like I don't know why. It's like when Gear 5 in One Piece was like, you know, on the come up being animated.
Hmm.
Like I know the Japanese studio like Toei, they collabed with like Warner Bros. For like to make it like extra
Mm.
cartoony. And like
Hmm.
I love stuff like that. So I hope more
Yeah.
collaborations like that would be really cool.
Hmm.
I also wanted to ask as well. Um, I was trying to remember now. It was just in my head. Oh, there we go. Devil May Cry.
Hmm.
Did you end up seeing it? Like
I
the whole.
finished it. Yeah. I thought it was great. I thought it
Hell
was great.
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh man. Episode 6. Oh my god, that was what a great episode, dude.
Episode 6 was a good episode, and I think they're setting up some really interesting stuff. And I went into it pretty blind because I've frankly never played a DMC game. Uh, I've played Final Fantasy 16 is one of my favorite games ever, and the combat director is the same is the DMC combat director.
Oh shit,
So I have an idea of what those games play like, but I've never actually played them.
dude, they're so much fun. You
So
should you should definitely pick it up sometime.
yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen clips, and it looks like an awesome time. And so I went into the show pretty blind, and I even went to there was a Netflix. It wasn't a premiere, but it was a special showing of it, and it was at a theater in downtown, and
Oh, that's cool.
the showrunner and some of the cast were there. So like Johnny Young Bosch and Scout something the actress who plays Lady. I know her
Oh, what's her
first name
name?
is Scout. But they were both there and they did a mini panel after showing the first two episodes and they were talking about episode 6 like guys look forward to episode 6. So
Hell yeah. Was
yeah, it was
I
really,
got
really cool.
I gotta ask, was Limp Bizkit there? Did they pull up?
No, they weren't there. They weren't
Damn
there,
it.
but
That would have been so funny.
uh but it was pretty cool. And then from there I watched the rest of it and
Mm.
uh I think Studio Mir did a fantastic
Mm.
job. I think they did really, really good. It's yeah, awesome job. Awesome job. So,
Oh, they
I'm
killed
excited
it,
for
man.
season 2 because I know
I'm
that
ex
season 2 is in the works.
Oh yeah, they had to do season 2, and oh dude,
Hmm.
I loved it, man. Like it's different from what it's a little bit different from the games, but I liked it. Like I really did enjoy it. I love
Hmm.
the soundtrack even more. Like
Hmm.
I don't know, because I grew up on like uh rock and new metal, so like having all
Uh-huh.
that in there was great. So I'm really
Yeah.
excited for season 2 soundtrack.
Hmm.
And the dialogue was cold. Like a lot of people might be mixed with ladies' dialogue specifically because of all the swearing and stuff. But
Mm.
I don't know. There's a lot of dialogue exchanges in that show which I really enjoyed. I
Hmm.
think one of my favorites is this. I think this is when Dante achieves Devil Trigger like
Hmm.
early on, and he kills one of those dudes.
Hmm.
And I think the line was, "Do you know what I felt when I killed your brother?
Mm.
Nothing." And I'm like, damn, that was cold.
I really liked the White Rabbit. I think he was probably my
Yeah,
favorite character. I
that was
think he
really good.
I think he was done pretty well and I'm pretty sure a Korean guy voices him, which was pretty crazy. I
Yeah, I
think
think
his
so.
yeah, which I was trying to find him you know Google him after watching it and I think his last name is Cho or something like that. So I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy. That's I would have never guessed that." And yeah, it's just really, really cool. And I'm excited for more. For more.
Yeah, I love the White Rabbit's like story. It was very compelling
Hmm.
in the sense that I don't know. It's like cuz like a lot of like backstories I feel I always I don't know, it's something about like this can be solved with a basic conversation, and the fact that it
Hmm.
isn't makes it more complicated. And
Mm.
I guess the White Rabbit was like a victim of that. I guess.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I find that really interesting because like communication is important, people. We gotta have,
Hmm.
or this happens. We get
Yes.
demons fighting each other.
Yes. If you don't communicate, then the apocalypse is coming, guys.
Exactly,
It's
guys.
coming.
Yeah. you mentioned being an editor earlier, and like
Ah.
I
Hmm.
think I think after like seeing I think it was for the medalist or something, like that
Hmm.
video you made, like I was like, oh, okay, I see it now. I see where the editor influences come from.
Mm. Yeah, so when it comes to social media posts, I like I like to make my posts an outlet for any creativity because I still love to video edit. I still love to um implement aspects of graphic design and stuff like that into making a post cool and funny and nice to look at. And so that always comes into play. When it comes to how I use that side of my brain on a daily basis is with auditions because having gone to film school and having been an editor and having that skill, I use it all the time because when I dissect scenes, I see them I see them as a sequence of shots.
Yeah.
And as an editor, I can be like, "Oh, this is the fade to black moment," even if it doesn't say it on the script. I could be like, "Oh, this," and being able to tell from the writing, the clues that it gives, what's actually happening in the scene. Like, is it is this a long shot? Is this a close up? Is this an extreme close up? What is going on
Oh,
with
interesting.
how they're crafting this scene? I always think about that when I'm thinking about auditions, um,
That's really cool.
and
I
approaching
gotta
them.
try that at some point. I always see auditions as like scenes, like just in general. Um, and like I don't really think too much about like the camera angles all that much. I think about like
Mm,
proximity and things like that. But I gotta try
mm.
that. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, it's if it's an if it's an action sequence and if it's let's say there's a fight, then the final product is not going to be one master shot for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bunch of different cuts that are emphasizing different things, whether it's the character's facial expressions or their hands and what weapons they're holding, and if it cuts to a close up of their weapon charging up energy for some big attack, then uh, being able to make those scenes in your head and visualize them that way, that's what's helped for me at least, and it makes it a lot more interesting in my head when I'm playing it out and playing that scene because then it's not as stale as like yeah just a long shot or a master shot
Yeah.
of the action happening from far away. It's like no, you're in it. You're in the action sequence. Um, so I think thinking in that way has helped and that it's made my auditions more interesting. Even for medalists, for anime auditions, it's great because a lot of times you have source material that's available when
Yeah.
the auditions come out. And so me that editor brain, I don't even have to use it sometimes with anime auditions because yeah, the source material is out and I can look at exactly how the
Yeah.
creator wanted you to watch play this scene out. Um, So I definitely used that for the medalist audition that I got, and worked out in my favor. So, uh, yeah, I think that's something that I lean on all the time, in addition to my musical ear. And those come most in handy with when you're trying to get a certain tone right, or especially in voice match auditions, because you have
Yeah.
to completely dissect a person's cadence and pitch and their rhythm and
Hmm.
having that musical ear super super helps for those auditions.
Nice. You mentioned musical ear before, and what did you like? Did you play like instruments growing up and stuff like that?
Yes.
What which ones did you play?
So from fourth grade to the end of high school, so for 8 9 years, I started off with clarinet, very textbook Asian shy kid instrument. And then, I played in everything. I played in the concert band, the marching band, the,
Nice.
musical orchestra, everything. And then in fifth grade, outside of school, I was playing guitar. I still play guitar. I love playing guitar. Um, Ninth grade is when I picked up the tenor saxophone because I wanted to play in the jazz band, and I
Nice.
did, which was great.
Hell yeah. I played the
I
tenor sax
did.
for a year, so I appreciate
Oh, cool.
I appreciate the love for that. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I played bass clarinet for one marching band season. Uh, didn't really love that. But
Fair.
still cool experience. And then I picked up piano over quarantine
Hmm.
because going back to Final Fantasy VII Remake, I heard Tifa's theme and
Yeah.
I have to learn this I will not stop. I will not let myself do anything else until I learn this song. And so for my birthday, my sister was nice enough to get me the Final Fantasy VII piano collections book. And so
I actually thought you were gonna
having
say. I thought you were gonna say she gave me a piano. I was like, damn, that's really
no, no, no,
nice.
no.
That's really
No,
nice.
we had an old keyboard from years ago, and so I plugged that thing in and started playing on it. And
Nice.
uh, yeah, I'd spend hours every day for just consecutively because we were in quarantine, didn't have anything else better to do.
Yeah.
Uh, Hours every day playing and practicing Tifa's theme because I already knew how to read music from all the other instruments that I had played, but I had never thought that I could play piano because of the treble and bass clef and having to read both of those at the same time. And uh, now I can play it from memory because of how many times
Yeah.
I've played it. And uh, yeah, yeah, there's actually a lot of voice actors who came up in music. And it's great because especially anybody that grew up in band, there's this instant connection. And so, for example, with Medalist, our director, wonderful director, Christina V,
Hmm.
she grew up playing in battery in percussion. So she played
Nice.
snare drum, and we were like, oh, okay, we're gonna get along.
Yeah. I love
We're gonna get
musicality,
along.
man. It's so good.
Yeah. And to even from the director actor relationship, being able to having the director be able to give a piece of direction from a musical standpoint, like, hey, could you give me this music? Not exactly a line read, but like implement music into the direction
Yeah.
has been great. And Christina did that a lot, and I was like, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I'll do it. And then I did it, and then we moved on because it worked.
Nice.
Um, and going back to Caitlin, I've never talked about this with her, but I believe I've heard that she played trumpet
Hmm.
uh
Cool.
back in high school. And so if I ever meet her at a con or something like that, that's definitely something that I would talk about.
I feel like we should just get voice
Um,
actresses like start a band or something. That'd be cool. That'd be
I've
cool.
honestly thought of that. I've honestly thought of that. But yeah, there's a bunch of people who are in music, and I think it helps all of us. I think it helps all of us,
Yeah. And
both
sometimes it
from
can just
yeah.
start with like just wanting to play a song. It's like simple as that. Because you mentioned you picked up piano because like Tifa's theme or Final
Yeah.
Fantasy songs in general. I think the reason I picked up piano for a little bit was for specific songs. This is gonna sound really cringe, but I only know like three things on the piano. I know the first thing I know is the first part of Megalovania, so it's
Mm. Hmm.
classic. Um, I know for because I know this because my brother taught me actually, and this is like the background music for "Humble" by Kendrick Lamar. I know how to play that on piano,
Uh-huh. Okay.
and Jorno's theme from JoJo. I can play that on
Jonas
piano
theme.
for that one
Jonas theme.
specific moment.
Mm.
Where Jorno brings
Yeah,
out
I
the
think
piano and kills people.
I think all of the songs I know on piano are either anime OSTs or Final Fantasy songs.
Nice.
'Cause after learning Tifa's theme, or even after playing Final Fantasy VII, I dove into a bunch of other ones. I played 8, I played 9, I played 10, I played 6, I played 16. Like I've just Final Fantasy is everything to me now. And so, uh,
Gotta
yeah,
ask, can you play the Victory fanfare on the piano?
I can't. That's actually something. No, that's actually something that I've never considered. So I should learn that. Um, yeah, I don't know why I haven't. That's never popped into my head. Wow, I should learn how to play that.
Hell yeah!
Um,
Send me a recording when you do it. That'll be sick.
uh, yeah, I, I owe Final Fantasy VII specifically a lot, and Final Fantasy as a franchise a lot because it's the reason that it's the reason that I'm here doing voiceover. Literally, like if it wasn't for Final Fantasy VII Remake, I probably would not be here.
Mm,
Um, and yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome, and I've met a few of the people who are responsible for creating the game.
mm,
Like I've met some people at the studio that records Final Fantasy VII, and they're all awesome people. And being able to say that I'm friends with people who created my favorite game ever is like, what?
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Now they gotta put you in it, man. Like for part three of Final Fantasy
I
VII.
don't know, man. That's been a dream of mine ever since the beginning. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if that happens. If it happens, it happens.
It's gotta
Uh,
happen. Like mark my words, man. I feel like it's gonna happen. And
Thanks.
if it doesn't happen, I don't know. I'll I'll give an arm and a leg. How about that? How about that?
Uh, but yeah, it's Final Fantasy means a lot to me, and so uh, that's definitely a dream role one day. Is I could play a rock in in the third part of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I would be happy.
Hell yeah.
Um,
I want you to
and
play
then
Sephiroth's sword. How about that?
Sephiroth's sword, the Masamune,
Yeah.
yes, because he's always needed an English voice, and
Yeah.
finally, I've come to the table,
Exactly. You gotta
uh,
get that sword
to grace
representation.
the Masamune with an English voice. And then yeah, any future, Final Fantasy 17, whenever that
Mm.
comes out, would love to, you know, take a stab at that. That would be awesome.
Yeah, and I guess in
But
that same
yeah.
vein, apart from Final Fantasy, are there any like other, I guess, franchises or projects that you would love to be a part of someday?
Let's see. Avatar.
Yeah. Hell
Avatar.
yeah.
Any part in Avatar, that would be insane because I think it's such I mean, I'm preaching to the choir being everybody at this point. Everyone knows that it's goated. Everyone knows that
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
Absolutely.
And it's such a respectful celebration of Asian culture that I would love to be a part of it one day. And it seems like with Avatar Studios coming up, it's gonna be around for a while, which is super, super exciting.
Yeah.
And besides Avatar, Transformers would be super
Ooh.
cool.
Hell yeah. That'd be awesome.
Uh, my friend Frank Tadaro, uh, he's he's not only Bugenhagen in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is insane, but also one of the voices of Starscream. And like when I first
Yo.
met him and he did the Starscream voice, I went crazy. I went crazy.
Oh, dude, I gotta ask, what did you think
He's
of
so
Transformers
cool.
One? Did you watch it?
I actually haven't watched it. I
Dude,
haven't
it's
watched it.
so good. You gotta watch it,
I've
man.
heard it's great, but there was a part of me that was a Peter Cullen loyalist, and I like I couldn't get myself to watch a Transformers movie where Optimus was not being voiced by Peter Cullen. Um, but I heard it was great. I heard it was
Yeah.
great.
To give credit to Chris Hemsworth, he actually did a really good job.
Yeah, that's
So,
what I've heard. That's what I've
um,
heard. So,
so yeah,
um,
definitely give it a shot. Like it's, I promise you, absolutely peak. You're gonna
mm,
love it, because cause I don't know if this is spoil. No, this is not spoilers, but in this is just a casting thing. But in Transformers One, Starscream is played by oh fuck, what's his name? Oh god, the name just escaped my mind. Um, Steve Buscemi, and like I think that's perfect. That's perfect
Steve
casting.
Buscemi. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. I know the people who voiced Starscream that I know are uh Frank Todaro
Hmm.
and Charlie Adler. I did not know that Steve Buscemi voiced Starscream
Yeah, in
in
Transformers One he
Transformers
does.
1.
Tom Kenny voices him in Transformers Animated, which was like my first Transformers show that I watched.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he does
That's
a good
interesting.
job as well. Oh, and
I could
Steve
see him. Yeah.
Bloom plays him in Transformers Prime.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Steve Bloom as well. Um, that's interesting. Steve Buscemi as Starscream.
It fits. Like I don't know how. I
I
don't know
could see
why.
it though. I could
It
see it.
fits. It fits really well. Maybe it's because I just know him as playing like slimy characters, like
Uh-huh.
Randy from Monsters Inc. and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. Mm.
but oh yeah. But as you were saying, I think I cut you off there. Sorry about that. But what other like franchise and stuff would you want to be a part of as well?
Huh. I
Like
don't know.
any anime specifically or anything like that?
Don Didon would be pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Uh, big fan of that series. I've read ahead in the manga, and I think it's heading towards some pretty crazy places.
Nice.
Um, Attack on Titan is already over, so I can't say Attack on Titan.
Mm.
I don't know. There's a part of me that really wants to create something completely original.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
To be there for the impetus of a franchise or a character. Um, you know, uh, I see one of the games that I played recently was Metaphor ReFantazio from Sega Atlas, and they're the team that built the Persona and Shin Megami Tensei franchises, and now it's their new IP, and Uh, Alejandro Reynoso plays a character named Gallica, who is functionally kind of like a Navi from Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
But she's so good. She's so good, and she's actually a castmate and medalist. The medalist cast and crew, we had a an ice skating outing as a rap party, and
Nice.
I got to meet Alejandra, and I'm a big fan of her because uh, I'm also a big fan of Castlevania, the animated series,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
she's Sypha, and she's amazing as Sypha. And then Metaphor ReFantazio, since it's a JRPG, I listened to Alejandra's voice for dozens of hours, and she's great. She's great, and I'm uh I'm jealous of her, you know, because she's the a part of two completely different franchises that are going to be growing into something else. Like
Mm.
Castlevania, there's already Castlevania Nocturne, which is great, but to be able to say like, "Oh, I was in the original thing," and then now Metaphor Fantasio is definitely going to become something like Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, where
Oh,
there's more
100%.
renditions of it coming in the future. And yeah, she's part of these now up and coming families of actors and games and franchises, which I think is so, so cool.
Hell yeah.
And I would love to do that one day. Because obviously one dream of mine is to be in the next mainline Final Fantasy game in some way, but to
Hell
be
yeah.
in something completely original. If Square Enix were to create a completely new IP and to be a part of that would be
Yeah.
so, so cool.
Yeah, and I think
Um,
they're doing
yeah.
that a bit more nowadays because I think was it last year with like was it Fantasia Neo Dimension? Is that thing?
Fantasian. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Fantasian was it was a collaboration, I think a loose collaboration with Square Enix and Mistwalker, which is
Mm.
Hironobu Sakaguchi's dev studio. And yeah, stuff like that is super, super cool. Um and right now just last night I pre-ordered my physical copy of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I think
Nice.
I think that's going to be so cool. And it's been getting great reviews, and it's brand new IP from smaller smaller team. I think only 30 people worked on it, which is crazy.
Ooh,
And
that's
now
really impressive.
everyone is, yeah, and now everyone's talking about it because it's so good. And I think, I mentioned Final Fantasy 16. Ben Starr, who plays the protagonist, Clive Rossfield, that
Mm.
talk about incredible performance. Like that is my favorite performance ever. It's uh I look up to that man so much. And I've met him once and I was terrified. But he's in Clair Obscur Expedition 33, and I feel it feels like everything that man touches becomes gold, and
Mm.
I'm so happy for it because he's him being one of my idols, to see that he's uh that a game like Final Fantasy 16 has rightfully so gotten him so much attention, and given him all of these incredible opportunities, like Clive being in Tekken, and now
Yeah.
he's like the face of Balatro, or Balatro, if you want to pronounce it the authentic way, or
Oh, I've been
Clarib's.
pronouncing it wrong. I've been pronouncing it as Balatro.
Yeah, I mean everyone says Balatro, but apparently it's Balatro. Um, I don't like I don't personally mind whether a person says it one way or the other. And then also the first Berserker Kazan, and now Clair Obscur Expedition 33, and yeah, he's everywhere, and I'm so happy for him, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm not even like friends with him, but I'm genuinely so happy for his success because he's changed me in so many different ways with his performances, and to see him succeed, especially because he's a gamer, dude. He's played like every obscure indie game ever, and so seeing all of that passion and the passion that he brings to all of his projects, it's something that I uh, aspire to be, and I
Yeah.
try to be. Like even with I took a lot of his influence into Medalist because
Yeah.
uh, I had never heard about Medalist going into it when I got the audition. Never heard of it. I was like, what is this? Ice skating? Okay. Um, and then quickly became invested when I read the source material, when I was prepping for the callbacks. And then now it's one of my favorite pieces of fiction ever. I love Medalist. I really, really do. And I've done my absolute best to try and convey that when
Yeah.
I'm in the booth. Uh, I think I've mentioned this to a couple of people that basically, as prep, I would read ahead in the manga, and then before the night before every recording session, I would reread the parts that I thought we were going to record.
Mm.
Uh, and if there were any ideas that I had for you know, funny edits to certain lines or anything like that, then I would write them on a post-it note and I'd slap them onto the manga, because Christina V was was kind enough to I think at the first session, she brought the first 3 or 4 volumes of Medalist to the
Oh, that's
session,
cool.
and it was hers. It was hers. And but then at one point, I think during one of the breaks or something like that, or maybe at the beginning of the session, she said, "Hey, so I've read these, and I'm not the type of person to reread and reread. Do you want them?" And I went, "Do I want them? Absolutely. I'll take them." And so uh, she was nice enough to give them to me, and I still have them in my room over there.
Hell
And
yeah.
so yeah, I slapped those notes into the manga, and then when I got to the session, I would take that volume of manga to the booth, to the session, and then I would cross-reference what I had in the manga, what was on the script on the monitor in front of me, and then what was happening in the anime. And being able to cross-reference, like I said, was great, because a lot of times I would pitch ideas, and Christina would always let me go for a third take, which was amazing.
Nice.
Uh, and a lot of times we took that idea, which felt amazing.
Yeah,
And
hell yeah.
uh, there were also times when Maddie Morris, the adapter for Medalist, does a fantastic job. And there were and yet there were still times when the script was a little clunky to no fault of Maddie's. It was just like, what do we do with this line? This is it would be difficult for anyone to adapt it. And so being able to lean on the source material that I had in my hand in the booth was really, really nice. Because Christina and the engineers and I would be able to collaborate on like, oh, how could we rewrite this line to more accurately fit and encapsulate what's actually going on in here while fitting the flaps and
Yeah.
making sure that it looks right. So,
You're gonna have to like pull an
um,
Alex Lee and just have it be a D's nuts joke or something. That's how you're gonna.
I mean, I've changed. I've definitely like put in a couple things of like Gen Z language lingo in there, like I think there's one I think it's episode 5 when Tsukasa sees Shinichiro Sonidori from afar and he's like one of his idols, and so the original line was like, "Oh my gosh, he's here. He oozes awesomeness," or something like that. And then because his mouth is covered, you can't see his mouth. There's no
Yeah.
flaps to match. And so I asked if we could change awesomeness to epic because that's something that I would say. And so the line is, and he just oozes epic, and I thought it was so funny, and they kept it in, which is great.
Nice. Are they gonna say like
So
he oozes Riz or something?
no, 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 I wouldn't go that far. But yeah, it's been great, and yeah, I'm obsessed with Medalist. I've read. I'm almost completely caught up. I was caught up at one point, and then some additional chapters came out. But um, I've been seeing all the fan art. I've
Yeah.
liked every single tweet from the Medalist Twitter page, and have been religiously following that Twitter page ever since. And it's been really cool to see all of
Hell
its
yeah.
success. And you know, I remember when the show started. It was the Twitter page, its followers were definitely on the rise. And I was like, okay, if we could get to 75K followers by the end of the show, that would be awesome. And it ended with I think
Woo! Let's
125K,
go.
and I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Hell yeah.
And I'm so happy for it because the show means everything to me. And uh I was even stalking subreddits and trying to figure out what people thought of the show, whether it was in English or Japanese. And yeah, it's been really, really cool to see to see the reception towards it because
Yeah.
I think it's a
I
great show. I think they did a great
I
job with it.
I finished it.
And yeah.
Not the manga. I finished like the first season recently. You guys did an amazing
Hmm.
job. So props to you guys. You guys did great.
Thanks, thanks. And I even saw some comments with the dub specifically saying that uh the people who are watching knew how much that the show means to me and Matty Doro, who plays Inori. And that warms my heart because to know that people are aware of how much effort and care and attention we're putting into it, it means a lot. It really, really means a lot. Um,
Hell yeah.
and yeah, we put our everything into that show because uh it it means a lot to both Maddie and I. Maddie Maddie has a lot of personal connections to Inori, just like how I have a lot of personal connections to Tsukasa, and
Yeah.
uh, I think I think it shows. And I think that Maddie's their performance in the last episode in particular, like
Mm.
I've never ugly cried from a dub, and they managed to do it. They managed to do it, and
Yeah, man. I was in
yeah,
tears.
I'm so proud of all of the work that we've put in.
Yeah, the only
And
other anime that's made me ugly cry is probably JoJo's because I get too attached to the characters, man.
mm, but yeah, and season two is in production now, which is
Hell yeah, I'm
great.
excited, dude.
So I'm looking forward to jumping in and playing Tsukasa again, because
Hell yeah.
if my memory serves me correctly, the second season, depending on how long it is, will get to a favorite scene in the
Mm,
manga, and I'm really, really excited for that portion because I think it's
nice. And
my
I'm sure
goodness,
you're
it's
gonna kill
amazing.
it, man. So when you do,
Thanks,
I
thanks.
also wanted to ask as well because I think I saw when you guys wrapped up that you guys got went out to do ice skating. Is that right?
Yeah. So, the cast and crew, not everybody, because some people were out doing conventions and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, it's fine. They weren't available, but everyone that could, we went ice skating together. So it was the cast and crew. So there were like producers and the casting director and uh other other people on the crew got together, and it was the first time that I was meeting a lot of them. And uh, it was my first time meeting Alejandra. I was very nervous, trying my absolute best not to come off like a super fan, crazy person, and just be like, I really like your work. Uh, and then other people like Grace Liu, who plays Hikaru in Medalist. Grace does a fantastic job, and I was ecstatic when I heard that Grace was in it, because I was really nosy, because being a fan of the series. At my first session, the one of the producers was at my session, and then during one of the breaks I was like, so who else is on the show? And then he told me, oh yeah, Grace Liu is playing Hikaru. And I went crazy because Grace is plays a character in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth named Mai. Now plays Hikaru, which is awesome. Also plays Soap in Ranma One Half, the remake of it. And Grace is amazing. Grace is so sweet.
Hell yeah.
And we really, really got along doing donuts on the ice skating rink.
Did you know
And
how to ice
then
skate before Medalist, or did you pick it up after you
I mean,
passed?
like I've been ice skating a few times, and so I didn't fall at any point. And I was having a good time. I wasn't at the beginning I was stuck to the wall, but after 10 minutes I was able to roam around.
Yeah, I think after you
Uh,
can find your footing for a little bit, it gets
yeah,
much more
yeah,
easier.
yeah. And then who else? I mean, it was great to meet a lot of the other castmates. There was Audrey Shea, there's Courtney Chu, there's Isabella Cravetti, Kitana Turnbull, who all play the little girls and some of the little girls in Medalist.
Yeah.
And uh, they were all so cool to hang around with. And uh, they're all younger. They're all younger than I am. And so
Ooh.
that was pretty interesting because I feel like I'm always the youngest person in casts or
Yeah.
group
Fair enough.
settings, stuff like that. And they're all super super cool. Uh, who else? Kylan DePorter, who plays Udai, he was really cool. Uh, is there anybody else from the cast? I believe that was it.
Still, it sounds like a
Um,
huge outing. So like, I'm glad you guys had fun at least.
yeah,
It sounds pretty cool.
it was a good it was a solid group of us, and then we had dinner afterwards, and we're hanging out, and uh yeah, I've been keeping in touch wherever possible.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna be helping Audrey with a school project soon, which is really
Oh wow.
funny. And then Grace and I have hung out uh since then, and gotten to know each other a little bit better, and talked about voiceover and all sorts of stuff. Uh and yeah, I really, really consider those people family in a lot of ways. because this project means so much to me. And uh, I was really scared to meet pretty much all of them because I am I am the most rookie on that cast. I've only been doing this professionally for a little over a year, and at the time of booking Tsukasa, it wasn't even a year. It was less than a year. Um, and everybody, Maddie has been doing this for a long time. Mark Witten plays Junior Daka, and he wasn't able to make it because of some schedule conflicts. But Mark Witten is Mark Witten. He's been around for ages doing like Demon Slayer and Dr.
Yeah.
Kirk Connors and Spider-Man 2 uh and then Grace, having been in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I was trying not to fanboy. Uh, and even all of Audrey, Courtney, is Bella and Kitana, they, even though they're all younger than I am, they've been acting professionally for a lot longer than I have. So I was nervous, and it's still, I wouldn't say it goes as far as imposter syndrome, but I'm still very aware that I am the most rookie when it comes to this project. Uh, and it boggles my mind that I'm the male lead, despite being the most rookie. So there is a little bit of additional pressure that I place on myself to make sure that it's the best performance and
No, that's
that it's
understandable, man.
the most that I do my best to serve the project as much as possible.
Yeah,
So
but always remember, man. The people want you there for a reason.
yeah.
And yeah, I know it's easier said than done. Everyone, I've definitely gone through funks of like second guessing myself a lot over the years.
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh my god, do I really deserve this? Like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. No, I get it, man. So, but yeah, you absolutely deserve it, and you crushed it, dude. So, and I know you'll crush
Thanks.
it for season two, and hopefully beyond as well. So, yeah, just remember that, man. So,
Hmm.
I think I don't think you're a rookie anymore. I don't think you're a rookie. Hell no, you're like beyond a rookie at
I
this
mean,
point.
I would still like even the yes, I have been lucky enough to be working pretty consistently, but I would still consider myself an at the very most an up and coming rookie.
Fair enough. Fair enough, man.
I uh while I do have experience under my belt at this point and some credits, I what I don't have that a lot of other people do is time. I haven't put as much time into it. Um,
You got
and
plenty of time, bro.
obviously,
You're still very young. You got ages, dude.
oh no, like not that I'm saying like I don't have enough time to do this. It's that like I haven't put in as much time objectively as other people because there are people
I don't, I don't,
who have been.
I kind of disagree with that because you mentioned doing the 70 classes in like 2.5 years. Like that's not an easy feat. You've definitely put time into it. I'd say. I guess I
Yeah,
might
I
feel
mean,
I might feel a bit different in the sense that because when you look back on your own thing, you kind of like discount a couple stuff, and I've done that myself a lot too.
mhm,
But don't I think you're fine. I wouldn't discount that, man. I think you've put in so much time, and you've obviously put a lot of hard work in, and it shows. And dude, you've been crushing it, dude. So and you've been killing it because of that. So you know, uh,
thanks.
I don't want to like I guess put the idea in your head that I don't know that you don't feel like you're enough or anything like that, but you're definitely more than enough, and I think you've definitely put in that time. So I don't know. I don't want you to bully yourself, man. That's what I want. Don't
It's
do
not
it.
it's not necessarily that I'm being self-deprecating, and I'm also not saying that people who have done this for longer necessarily are better simply because they've been doing this for longer. But I think there are certain things that you do learn simply by doing this
Yeah.
for a longer amount of time. And so, um, I know that I'm uh skilled at this and that there is a reason why I've been working. But yeah, I don't know. There's still so much to learn,
Yeah, that's a
and
good
both
thing.
from an acting standpoint and the business standpoint. Like I feel like I've been thrown into the deep end, and for better or for worse. And so I'm still just trying to find my footing, just like everybody else, you know. So
Hell
uh,
yeah.
grateful for all of the opportunities that I've gotten so far, and I think having the more time under my belt to really understand and digest and uh, have have a better understanding of how this all works
Yeah.
is something that I'm looking forward to, and that I don't see that I'm like I don't see myself as you know suffering anything because I've only been doing this for a year. Like if anything, there's only things to be grateful for,
Yeah, that's
and
good.
I'm more just looking forward to doing this for longer
Hell yeah.
and getting those nuanced understandings of everything once I have
Yeah, and
3 years, 5 years,
that'll
ten
all come
years
in
into
time,
this.
you know. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're gonna do fine. I know it, and yeah, there's only more stuff to be excited for, and I can't wait to see it personally. You know, I'm here for it. I'm
Mhm.
on the Jonathon Ha hype train, bro.
Which feels kind of weird because I've never been the person to uh be in the spotlight. I mentioned it when we were talking about instruments. I was textbook shy Asian kid with glasses. Never wanted to be in the spotlight. Never wanted people's eyes on me. And now people are starting to notice me in a cool and different way. And so um I don't know. I'm doing my best to not let that get to my head and just stay cool and grounded.
Yeah, I think that's a
Um,
good way to go about it. Not to let the I don't know, not to let the high ego like be the death of you or anything like that. I think that's a good thing.
yeah, because I'm not doing this for fame. I'm doing this because I like it. And
Hell yeah.
the social media posts, it's not me going like, oh my gosh, look at how epic my life is. Everything is amazing. Uh, it's me going like, hey, this is this really cool thing that I worked on. And I put effort into the post because I like creating designs and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
Um, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, then cool, that's fine.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so just I'm doing my absolute best to make sure that none of it gets to my head and that I'm that I stay the same person regardless
Yeah.
of how many roles I have on my resume or how many followers I have on Instagram or social media. It's just I do this because I like doing this.
Hell yeah. And I think it's a very good mentality to have. Cause
Hmm.
like I guess when at a certain at least I know at least in my experience, at a certain point, you know, things do tend to get different over time, but
Hmm.
I think staying grounded and being yourself and remembering why you do what you do in the first place is very important.
Hmm.
And if you lose sight of that, I don't know. I think definitely having time away from it will definitely help. If it depends on how people work. Some people just stop right away, and some people just take a break and come back. But
Hmm.
yeah, I do definitely think having that sense of self, and the reason that we're here, and the reason why we get we audition and even book is because of that extra sense of self that we have. You know,
Hmm.
and even like beyond voiceover, if we should be doing it because we like it. We should be doing things because we like doing things, And if we don't like
Yeah.
doing things, then you're just gonna hurt yourself in the process. So
Yeah.
I 100% agree, man.
Hmm. Yep.
But yeah, I wanted to ask one more question to you, man.
Sure. Sure.
My last question to you after discussing everything with you, um,
Yeah.
your time management skills, being thrown into the deep end and crushing it. I don't you see I think you mentioned for better or for worse. Definitely for better. I don't think there'll ever be a for worse in your instance. So don't even worry about that. But yeah, just regarding everything we've talked about, what's something that keeps you going? Because you mentioned before, you were doing all these other jobs to keep the dream of voiceover alive, and I think to this day you're still doing that, which is really great. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, like I guess what I'm asking is like what pushes you to continue you know doing other things to keep fueling voiceover, and I guess sort of vice versa. I guess.
What keeps me going? I honestly, I think it's a very simple answer. I think it's fun and I think it's cool.
Hell yeah.
I mean, because that's the principles that I try to uphold when I'm auditioning. There's so many people there's hundreds of people that are going to be auditioning for this one role, but and so you got to put yourself into it, and by putting yourself into it, it's like put your heart into it. It doesn't have to necessarily be like you. But sometimes it is appropriate because you are pretty similar to the character, or you have elements of yourself that are similar to your character. But sometimes you are a completely different person from who this character is.
Mm.
And so you just got to have fun with it. And so when I'm doing auditions and when before I send it off into the ether, I now, I mean, it's become like subconscious at this point. It's like I ask myself, did I have fun doing this? Is it clear that I had fun doing this just from listening to it? And do I think it's cool? And cool could mean a bunch of different things. It depends on what the audition is. Um, and if I check those two boxes, then I send it over.
Yeah.
And I send it over proud of the work that I put in. Um, Other things that keep me going is the people. I think that the people in this community are some of the kindest and most genuine people that I've ever met. Um, everybody everybody wants to cheer each other on, and it feels great. It feels great to have that support system of friends like you and everybody, everyone else in our circle, cheering me on, and also my agents cheering me on because uh, my agents have been in this industry for a lot longer than I have, and to hear them go out of their way and tell me like, "Hey, you're doing a good job," really, really means a lot, and it keeps that fire alive. Uh, and also being a fan of all of the things that I get to work on, that I get to work on. It's such a privilege to be able to work on things that may not necessarily mean a lot to me in the moment. Like if it's I don't know, brand new IP that I've never heard of, like Medalist, for example. But then quickly becomes something that I know means a lot to a lot of many, many other people. And then quickly develops into something that means a lot to me. Uh, it's just so cool. It's so cool because games and shows and uh, different pieces of art have affected me on so many different levels. And to think back in retrospect after having finished a project, to think that that my involvement in any way could have done the same thing for other people is really, really cool to think about. And then I'm having fun doing it. I'm hanging out with people that I really enjoy. People, peop What am I trying to say? Uh, I enjoy people's company, the people that I work with, uh, and get to laugh a lot, get to have a good time, And yeah, to the feeling that I belong in a community, especially having grown up as the shy Asian kid with glasses where I didn't really fit in a lot of the time. It feels really awesome. It feels really awesome. And uh to be acknowledged as someone that is worthy of being given a chance. Like medalist, for example, I'm sure I'm sure all the top dogs auditioned for that. And I got it, which was insane, because it was the first Tsukasa was the first anime role I ever got from an audition.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
and uh, I earned that role. I auditioned and there was one round of callbacks and I earned it. And uh, not to frame things as a competition, but to have gotten that role among many other talented actors who would have also killed it, who would have also killed it. Um, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. Uh, and it's yeah, it's fun and it's cool. That's
Hell
really
yeah.
all I can say. It's
Hell
fun and
yeah.
it's cool.
Hell
I
yeah.
don't think it
It's
really has to
sounds
be anything more complicated than that.
hell yeah.
For
It
me
sounds
at
like
least.
sounds
For me
like
at
you're
least.
top dog now, baby.
Nah, nah.
I noticed the water bottle.
Maybe
Like,
one
how
day.
many? What kind of stickers do you have on that?
So I got this is a White Lotus Pai Sho tile from Avatar. This is God of War Ragnarok. This
Mm-hmm.
is Nisekoi, my favorite anime ever.
Mm.
This is Persona 5.
Hell yeah.
This is Final Fantasy 9. I love Final Fantasy 9. This is the marching band thing, Gush and Go. This is Captain Falcon because I love Captain Falcon.
Yes.
This is from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. This is a Cactuar from Final Fantasy. This is the Wings of Freedom, uh,
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
Hell yeah.
And then this is a Trader Joe's
Oh,
mashed
nice.
taters sticker that I found not at Trader Joe's, but I was like, I need to put that on my water bottle.
There's like
Uh
just so many characters and just Trader Joe's potatoes.
yeah, yeah. And then my laptop case also has a ton of stickers. I love stickers.
Yeah, I've been
'Cause
I've
I
been
think
putting
it's I
I've been putting so many stickers on my laptop these days. I need to
yeah,
get some more
because I
actually.
think it's such a natural way. If you do it tastefully, I think it's such a natural way of showing people what you're into without being like, guys, I love this thing. This Captain Falcon sticker, it just says yes on it. And it doesn't say Captain Falcon or anything, but anyone who knows what this is knows what this is.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
and then same thing with like Attack on Titan, the Wings of Freedom, only people who know what it is would ever notice it.
Hell yeah. It
Um,
gives you something people. It gives something. It gives more something. Gives people something more to appreciate. I guess if they see it.
yeah, and then like it's sometimes been a cool icebreaker. Like one of my closest friends, I I became friends with her because she noticed my water bottle at a meetup and she was like, "Whose water bottle is this?" And then, I said like, "Oh, it's mine. What's up?" And then things clicked and we hit it off and she's one of my closest friends now.
Hell yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's cool. It's cool and
It's fun and it's cool.
I've been thinking about putting more stickers on it, but like I don't know. I don't want to ever overlap the stickers because I want to give them their own space, you know?
Yeah.
Uh
I
so I
guess
don't know,
for me
maybe I'll get
it's
another water bottle.
maybe. For me it's like, do I what happens if like the water starts dripping and the stickers start falling off? You know?
Oh no, these stickers, they're great. They're great. Because I've had this water bottle for years at this point, and it's it's kind of beat up on the bottom because there's like little chips and stuff like that. Because if it lands on asphalt or cement or
Nah,
something
those
like
are
that,
like
then
battle scars, man. That's loyalty.
yeah, yeah. But like if you're just looking at it from afar, it's totally fine. So,
Nah, it's really cool,
uh,
man.
yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I will get another water bottle or something because
Hell yeah.
I definitely have more things that I would like to get stickers for. Uh,
You should have
so
like
we'll
a
see.
you should have like a water bottle of like stickers of characters you voice or something. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Maybe maybe a little bit self-indulgent,
A little
but
bit.
uh but yeah, I don't know. I really really love all of the things that are on this sticker.
What's really
On this water bottle.
is that what's kind of funny when I think it was like my I think my first year as a pro. So this was like 2021, I think. I was
Uh-huh.
like, one day, this is actually really
Mm.
embarrassing. I was like, one day, if I ever get like, uh, if I ever get like famous enough to have like figures and stuff of myself, not
Mm.
on myself, but of characters I voice, I'll
Yeah.
put them all in the jar. Cause
Mm.
that was the meme at the time. I put them all in the jar.
I have one pin of Tsukasa because Christina was nice enough to give pins that she got on like Etsy or eBay or something like that.
Hell yeah,
Um, so I have one pin that I have on like a what do you call that? Like a not quite a fanny pack, but like
like a
basically a
sash,
fanny pack that goes
like a
over your
sash,
shoulder.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like a
So I have
Scoutmaster's kind of stash, like a
uh or just like I mean a pouch. Let's just call it a
a
pouch.
pouch. Okay.
And so I have yeah I have a Tsukasa pin on there. But that's probably the closest thing because uh yeah I don't know. I mean people do have like figures and stuff of it. I mean, I haven't really seen. I've seen one Tsukasa figure in like Japanese retail
Oh
online
hell yeah,
retail stores.
you gotta
Uh
grab it. You gotta nab that.
I try. I mean, it was sold out when I clicked on the link.
Ooh, okay.
So I don't know, but maybe one day I'll have a wall of my characters or something like that, or I'll just have more stickers.
Yeah, or like some memorabilia. I think that's really cool.
Mm,
Hell
yeah.
yeah. And on that note, this interview comes to a close. Jonathan, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to do this. Like this has been really
Of
fun.
course.
And
Anytime.
as also I'm also a fellow shy Asian kid without the glasses. That I only had glasses when I turned 18. But
Mm,
I can definitely relate to parts of your journey, and I'm sure people watching will definitely be able to relate with some other stuff as well,
mm.
depending on what it is. But yeah, thank you so much for taking your time out of the day to do this. It's finally nice to chat to you outside of a
Yeah.
class for once,
Yeah,
which is
outside
nice.
of a class for once. And I mean, thanks for having me. Thanks for
Of
having me.
Of course, man. And yeah, Jonathan, where can people find you on social media and stuff? I could put it on the description below.
So you can find me on MySpace. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, like, is MySpace still
Uh,
active?
I don't even know, dude. Sorry, that was a bad joke. So I'm on Instagram. It's just my name. So Jonathan with O-N at the end. So JONATHONHA. Jonathan Ha on Instagram, and then Twitter is Jonathan Ha VO. So Twitter I don't really use as much. I mostly use it to peruse medalist art, to be honest.
To be fair, Twitter
Uh,
that's real of you. Twitter is yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm mostly active on Instagram. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, if you want to look at my website, you could probably find it just by Googling it, or
Hell yeah. I'll
I
put it
think
in the
it's
description as
yeah.
well. Hell yeah.
So yeah, I'm around. I'm around. Just I try not to be chronically online and touch grass. So uh, I'm like kind of active, but not active at the same time. But I try to be. I try to
Hell
be.
yeah. I think touching
Yeah,
grass is very important. So I think
it
that's
is important.
so I
Yes.
think you're valid, man. but but yeah, thank you again, man, and thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you for the next interview. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.